What's up, everybody, and welcome to this week's Top 3. Today, we are so excited to be checking out some really interesting decks that have recently released. Steve, I gotta say, man, I'm actually really pumped on it. Two of these are from a really big creator. One of them is from one of our favorite new-to-the-scene printers. It's gonna be a fun day, man.
Yeah, well, not new to the scene printers, but new to the scene dope printers.
Yes, so the number one slot this week, we'll even give a little bit of a tease there, definitely comes from a printer who's been on the scene for a while, but I think this past year has been a rocket ship of a year for them. They've absolutely been killing it with their print jobs. I'm really excited to see what it is. But of course, before we jump into it, everyone out there, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
And please ring the bell. It helps us out tremendously.
You ready to do this, Steve?
Let's do it. Dude, I want more of that song, man.
You've got the whole download on your computer somewhere.
I
Go
know,
listen to
it's
it
so
after.
good. I want our intro to be like 6 minutes long, just so I can jam to it.
Steve and I struggled very hard to keep that down as low as possible. He was not willing to cut below 15 seconds. It was a hard won battle there.
I lost, obviously.
Obviously you lost. We couldn't have everyone sitting here for 19 minutes. So
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately.
oh my gosh. Well, we have some really exciting stuff. And as always, make sure to stick around to the end of the show because we're going to be giving away not one, but two mystery decks this episode, one for a lucky live watcher and one for a commenter after the fact. We are going to be giving away the last two for now of the V1 wrapping paper. So we have what I'll call lovingly here the Big D, and then we have the Steven Tyler merge face.
Ooh,
so these
Siamese twin face.
Yes. So these are the two decks we're going to be giving away today. We'll be throwing probably this one to a lucky live watcher here. So if you're not watching the show, make sure to pop on, make sure to share it with your friends. The more people watching, the more decks we may just happen to give away. So make sure to share the live. And Steve, you ready to do this, man?
Let's do it.
Why don't you tell us what's coming in at number 3, buddy?
Number 3 is the Drifters playing cards by Out of Play. It is the Brown edition. It is printed by USPCC on their premium crush stock and is an unspecified print run and retails for $15.
Dude, I gotta say, this deck just looks gorgeous. The funny thing about it to me, and we were just talking about this before, it looks gold to me. You know,
Yeah,
it has
like
such
mustard.
yeah, it's like such an interesting gold color. So to call it Brown Drifters almost feels like they're not doing it, as much justice as it deserves. For anyone who loves the Drifters series, this is a great addition to it. I personally am a huge fan of the Blue Drifters, but this one actually comes in a close second for me, I think.
Dude, I'm going to be honest. It's really difficult to pick out colors for, the backs of decks, right?
Yeah.
But I am a big fan at the colors that they choose for this series. They're definitely vintage outdoorsy colors, and it fits the brand obviously perfect.
Absolutely, dude. You ready to check this thing out?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Obviously, from Out of Play.
I love that I'm not clicking the button here. There we go. Clearly, my my hand-eye coordination is not on point today.
Yeah, obviously from Out of Play, we have beautiful tuck boxes. This just like the other Drifters boxes. Beautiful matte finish, and you have ad copy on the bottom.
I love how clean that matte tuck looks.
It definitely looks gold. I'm not gonna lie. I'm with you on the gold. It doesn't look brown at all, but it's a cool color regardless. And you have your series back on there. I love the back. I'm not a huge skull person, but this one works for me.
It does.
Yeah, maybe it's the
So good.
arrows. I like arrows.
Dude, it's such a good looking deck.
Yeah, it is a little thicker than your usual crush stock, but it is crushed. Feels great, obviously, being USPCC. I like how, I'm a big fan of little colors peeking through when you fan, so the borders aren't too thick, so it's great. You have the nice dual silhouette cowboy jokers, I guess you can call them. Is it a cowboy or a drifter, I guess?
Yeah, I think a drifter is like an old school name for like a lone cowboy,
Yeah, I guess so. You have your standard ace of spades, and you have your standard drifter pips and indices. They're kind of, what's the word for those? Kind of like something you see on an old pack of cigarettes.
Sure, vintage.
Yeah, well, not just vintage, just like rugged, I guess is a good word to use.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, and you have your, standard colors for your red pips. They're a little darker than the average kind of bright red.
Yeah.
And you have your really cool Western vibe court cards, all custom.
That guy was definitely like the rich entrepreneur of whatever Western town for sure there.
Yeah, it's so cool, dude. I wish I knew which one the court cards kind of. I wonder if they were inspired by anybody. You know?
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like it's probably just very like close to traditional. Even like it's weird. The eyes of the courts look similar to like the standard courts. So it's probably just a very artistic representation of like that old-timey cowboy vibe versus anyone specific.
Yeah, I love the aces as well. You know, full blown aces with some cool designs in them. You
Yeah.
get a typical art of play ad card, and then you have a cool Dan and Dave kind of poster card, I guess you can call it.
Yeah,
Really
which a
cool
nice
deck. Yeah,
nice shout out to Neighborhood Studio there who has designed a beautiful deck with this series.
as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I love the Drifter series. It's a really cool deck, super vintage, and they always choose awesome colors. And I think this one, after the blue one, is my second favorite as well.
No doubt. And handles like a dream, obviously being USPCC stock there.
Yep,
Dude,
like a dream.
Yeah, I really like that's gonna be my tagline. I can't steal
Gonna
Shimma,
be?
but
What do you
like a
gonna
dream,
be?
yeah.
It is your tagline.
Yeah, but we don't have it on a sticker yet, so it's not official.
All
So
right. Well, we'll have to work on that.
there you go. But no, I absolutely love the look of the Drifters series. It really is probably one of my favorites. I see like I'm torn too, and this is where I said earlier it's probably my second on the brown one, which is really the gold. I think the blue is hands down my first. It's a gorgeous navy, but then I'm torn between the brown and the black.
Black is always cool, but I feel
Yeah.
like it's so much more widely used
I
that it
feel like the
has
back design pops
less
better.
appeal to
Yeah.
me. I'm
Yeah.
more, and yellow doesn't always work, But
Yes.
this one not being yellow, it's brown,
Yeah.
but I I,
I'm
I really dig
they,
it.
they should have just called it gold and then thrown a little bit of like gold metallic ink in somewhere. Would have
Well,
been
maybe
spot on.
that's something that they're gonna do down the line, like maybe
Yeah.
like a metallic or a foil gold, and that's why they didn't call it that. Or maybe it's gonna be
Yeah.
gilded, or we never know what's coming out of play.
Yeah, no, very true. I gotta say, I don't know if I'd like it as a gilded deck. I think it takes away from the simplicity. I think
Agree.
we've seen a lot now that decks are always looking to gild, and I think there's always a good opportunity to gild. But like at the same time, like this deck is such a vintage, rugged, like you said, deck. Adding gilding to it would almost make it a little too fancy.
Yeah, I feel like if you're sitting at a table in a bar in a saloon, I should say, you're sitting at a table and you're playing cards and you get really mad, you don't want to throw a gilded deck across against your opponent. You just kind of want
Yeah.
to. Yeah, it's too rich tasting.
Yes, no, absolutely. You know what though, a solid start to the week here with number 3 being the Brown Drifters from Art of Play. You ready to hear what number 2 is, Steve?
Let's hear it.
Dude, I'm excited for this one because I think this has been long awaited, and I think the biggest thing for me that sells it is the color on this one more than anything.
100%.
So
100%.
coming in at number 2 this week, we have the Smoke and Mirrors V8 playing cards in blue. This deck is part of an unspecified print run printed by USPCC on their premium crushed stock and retails for $15. Obviously, this is another Dan and Dave / Art of Play deck and just looks gorgeous, man.
Beautiful. I love the color. I'm with you.
Yeah, it's like such a nice like tealish light blue, really nicely put together there. And I have to say, like all of the colors that they came out with for this batch really looked great. This one though popped the most to me, no question about it.
Yeah, agreed.
So let's check this thing out. See if I can do better on the button this time. Bam. So as you can see, the standard Smoke and Mirrors style deck there, really clean, nice kind of filigree work around the entirety of it. And then you have those dual Ds on the back there for Dan and Dave. The D&D playing card company, Hollywood, California. Nice some ad copy on the bottom. DanandDave.com for anyone who doesn't know the site. I don't know where you would have gotten the cards other than there or Card Mafia, but it's on the bottom, which is really fun. And then you just have this kind of like, I don't even call it like a gloss. It's almost like a satin finish on the
Yeah.
tuck as well, which gives it a little bit of shine, but not too much, not as matte as the Drifters. Then you see the back design actually mirrors the one side of the tuck there for the most part. Very clean looking, very actual, a lot of open space on the back too, which I thought was interesting.
It kind of reminds me of like this creature, the double D creature coming up from the water, and it's like bubbles around it, you know?
Dude, I could definitely see that. It's an interesting kind of take on it. The kind of like scroll work definitely looks bubble-esque there, but handles like a dream being USPCC crush stock, no doubt about that. You have the matching D&D Jokers here, which is basically just a mirrored person with a top hat and a cane, very elegant. And then honestly, I'd love this Ace of Spades.
Super, super nice.
The only thing I wished is that the blue and the black actually went a little bit better together, and I kinda wish they had swapped out the black for blues. So we get into the courts themselves, and as you can see, they're actually very, very minimalist in comparison to the standard courts. They're obviously recolored standard courts, but they've taken away so much of the detail, and it almost has kind of like a postmodern feel to it.
Yeah, I love how they kind of subdued those colors, really, dropped them down quite a bit and made it really, I guess, easier to look at. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's the best way to describe it, but it looks like they shaded in a lot of those details, which I really enjoy.
Then you can see they added a little bit of a variation to some of the characters' faces. One of them was, I'm guessing a customized King of Clubs there. I'm not sure who it was, but you could even see a little bit more depth to all of the faces as well, which I think is really nice considering they took away a lot of the detail on the clothing itself. The interesting thing, I gotta say, we bring this up a lot, I think, but the one thing I do love about custom decks more than any standard bicycle deck you get is the red they use for these is just a nicer maroon versus that like almost harsh primary red we see with a lot of these bicycle branded decks.
Yeah.
So double backer there and the D&D ad card in the back, which I think was great. And then just a good looking, clean deck with the Joker and everything like that. I mean, I'd say this is probably pretty well geared towards magicians, but at the end of the day, this is a all-around playable deck. Looks great, feels great, and with Dan and Dave really being pioneers of the cardistry movement there, you get a little bit of a good kind of vibe for cardistry usage as well.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, you get that the Senate element, a
Yeah.
nice big circle in there, and spins look really good. So
Dude, it really is a clean looking deck. I gotta say, I think they did a great job with it. And I'm really excited to see them coming out with the multiple colors there because the red they chose as well, which I know you're not a big fan of red. I'm not really a huge fan of red decks either. I don't have any like dislike for them necessarily, but blue is my go-to color. But I
yeah,
think they picked a kind of non-standard red that really popped nicely as well.
yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree. It is a really nice red. It's pretty vibrant. I would think, most people right now are doing a little more, not maroon, but kind of in the middle red, kind
Yeah.
of like the matte red. And this one looks a little, kind of glossy, I guess you could say. I don't know if that is a good way to describe it.
No, it's a really nice looking red. Really, all the V8s turned out spectacular. And obviously, they have the deluxe edition as well, which I think should be arriving for a lot of people in the next couple days from Card Mafia there, which should be interesting. Basically, an additional kind of box styling to it, which adds a little bit of fun to it, adds a little bit more of a collector side to it. So it really does hit very well in those three categories of, magic collectors versus cardistry decks. They all have a little bit of elements that play into it. And I think being a Dan and Dave deck, that's probably one of the best places for it because they are cardists, they are magicians. And if you ever go to the Art of Play capsule, you'll see that they're hands down hoarders as well, because all of the fun little knickknacks they got there are all the things you've always wanted in your house when you were a kid.
I don't know if I would consider them hoarders because everything in there has a purpose.
I don't know, man.
Whereas,
When we went to the showroom, not
yeah,
everything in there had a purpose. Everything in there maybe had a purpose, like yeah, it's a toy, but
I mean
that's no
that's
different than newspapers.
purpose.
People hoard newspapers; they have a purpose.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm going to disagree with you on that one.
they're hoarders. It's fine. Steve's justifying his own hoarding here. That's what it is.
Not,
So it's
not, not
perfectly
at all.
fine.
I guarantee you go to their houses are probably spotless.
Very well could be.
So,
But before we announce number one this week, we are going to be announcing last week's lucky post live comment winner. And we are going to be giving away this gorgeous mystery deck here, which has the V2 wrapping paper on it. You can see it features Steve and I there. And this deck is going to be going to, you ready for this, Steve?
let's do it.
This deck is going to Bren McFadden. Bren, make sure to hit us up, show@deckinaround.com, and
Right.
send us your address so we can send it over. Steve, of course, missed the ball there. He wasn't ready. So there you go, Bren.
All right.
But
I was too busy
congratulations.
saying, how'd you get McFadden? It's McFadden, dude.
McFadden, fat. I don't know, man. You're from Boston. I don't trust any of your pronunciation. So
That's how you say
But
it.
that being said, Bren, make sure to email us, show@deckinaround.com. Even if you want to make it even better for us, send us a quick voice message and let us know how to pronounce your last name, because I'd love to prove Steve wrong or right in that situation. But congratulations, Bren. We are so excited for you to get this mystery deck. We don't know what it is. You don't know what it is. But when you get it, make sure to tag us on social media and share that deck, because we will share it on the Deckin Around account as well. And as always, make sure everyone to stick around, because we're going to be giving away the Starry Sky Big D deck at the end of the night here.
Big D.
Big Deckin Around right on there for you. I also like...
Thanks,
the funny
Leo.
thing is, it's
Leo has my back. C-Dub's always put me down, making
Steve
me feel
correcting
bad
Tyler.
about myself.
Hold on here. Let's just call this out real quick. Where are we at here? Leo here. Steve correcting Tyler. Correcting doesn't in fact mean that Steve is correct.
Dude,
He is just...
have you ever heard the song Be Happy?
I don't know. Maybe.
Don't worry, be happy.
Oh yeah.
That's McFadden. That's how you say that name.
Okay. Steve,
it doesn't matter. Brent, McFadden, McFadden, tomato. It doesn't matter.
Either way, congratulations, Bren. That's the important part. You win a mystery deck this week. And we're excited for another mystery deck to be going out to one lucky viewer after
Big
the
day.
live. So you are going to have... This is actually probably one of the first decks I wrapped here, because it was before I figured out that I should fold the white extra under the flap. So this may
Tyler
be...
is such a dude.
This may be the alpha wrap deck here. So one lucky person is going to be winning the first wrapped mystery deck from next week's comments. So after the live, make sure you all go and drop some comments down below as well. The pronunciation tomato is correct. Minami, thank you for that very much. We both need a good laugh there. McFadden. But that being said,
I know, AJ, relax.
You ready? You ready for number one this week, man?
I am ready.
Steve, why don't you tell us?
It's funny because Tyler didn't even get it.
I'm skipping right over it. What's number one this week, Steve?
Number one, let's do it. Number one is the Year of the Ox by Legends Playing Cards. It is printed by Legends, of course, on their koalan finish. It retails for $16.90 and is a print run of 2,000. Dude, the koalan finish is... I had no idea what it was, but this this paper was sourced from Japanese.
From Japan.
It's actually like a special Japanese Japan. That's what I meant. A special Japanese paper.
You know what? I'll give you McFadden at this point.
Yeah, right. My goodness.
I love it.
Special Japanese paper, which I thought was really, really cool, because most cardstocks you hear of come from, Germany or over in Europe and stuff like that.
Yeah, really interesting to see, and I'm shocked at how well it feels too. You wouldn't know it was that much of a variation. You know what? I gotta say, so I think Lior, let me look it up for you real quick. I'm afraid that I'm gonna break something if I get into it, but I have the tab open. He wants to know how you spell it. Is KAOLIN finish.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm really excited for that one. It looks really good. The funny thing about it too, as Steve was saying, this comes from Japanese. I realized that not only does everyone out there get an exciting top 3 every week, but you also get live B-roll, which is something Steve and I always struggled to figure out how to get into videos. So congratulations on that one. You get to see all of the fun outtakes, real time, no editing. Because that would have been basically a 5-minute laugh fest for Steve and I there.
Oh my God.
If we had been recording this.
It's still a 5-minute laugh fest.
Dude, I absolutely love it. But while we're at it, why don't we check out this awesome number one deck for this week?
Let's do it. Dude, I absolutely love this tuck box. It is totally lavish. It has
really is.
Bronze foil. It has die cut. It actually has a laser die cut, which is totally amazing. Not many companies, have done that in the past.
Yeah,
I believe Legends is probably one of the first. Obviously now you have Origins, but it has beautiful bronze foil on the sides and simple ad copy on the bottom. You kind of slide out the deck here, and I'm just going to show you the laser cutting of that ox.
That is so cool. I really like that.
It's so cool. The detail on the tuck box is ridiculous. Even the laser cut around the ox is cut out. It's pretty amazing. And you have gold foil on the back of the card, and Legends, one of the best companies right now doing foil.
Yes.
Yeah. And this is not on their thin crushed, but it is on their koalan finish. which is a Japan a Japan special paper. I have to use that every time now, but it feels great. It's a little thicker than your crushed stocks, but feels great. And then you have your non-matching jokers.
So dope there.
Yeah, I love the detail of the ox, in that metallic ink. Then you have relatively standard pips across the board. They are a little inflated here and a little bit
The
custom.
font looks
They're
different
close.
on the indices as
Yeah,
well.
they're close. They're pretty close, and you have enlarged court cards as well. They really push the border, and they have these cool, intricate details around the opposing corners.
More Arco style courts as well.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, which I love.
Yeah, and then the ace of the deck is the diamond,
Nice.
which is really cool. You have I don't know if it's not filigree, but what's that outer leaf? I guess you can call it the detail around the ace of diamonds.
Sure.
And I love the colors that they choose for the blue. It's a little darker, kind of like a dark navy blue, almost
Yeah.
looks black.
Dude, it
And
pops so nicely against that like primary yellow though.
And there's a lot of yellow in the core
Yeah.
cards,
I'm glad they still went with a darker red though.
Yeah, I'm a much bigger fan of that maroon than that bright red that's your standard.
Yeah. No, without a doubt.
Yeah, and this deck is definitely have been slept on. It's a beautiful deck, and it's definitely something that I highly recommend. I'm a
really
huge
like
fan
that.
of these Arco style courts too.
Yeah, and the border around it as well just adds a nice little touch to it. They really add some flair to the standard-ish kind of courts.
Yeah, and just blowing it up so it fits the entire card. I'm a huge fan of that. I love when there's a lot of terrain getting taken up by the court cards.
You can see this thing really handles well for an unknown finish. Legends has really been putting out some great feeling decks.
Yeah, I mean the R&D that they're doing and just trying to figure out different ways to print, different ways to kind of bring new ideas to the table is just really cool. This deck is so awesome.
Steve, I'm so glad to see you put the deck away the right way this time.
I had to. I had to put it that way because
because that's the right way.
No. The card fits in that die cut that way.
Yeah, that's because that's the right direction. And I'm so glad that Legends realizes this as well. But dude, I gotta say that back design on that thing was gorgeous. But what it also reminded me of a little bit was like kind of a carpet,
Really?
Yeah, something about it could be like a really cool like oriental rug. Like the colors of it, the patterning of it. But I think the cards themselves just look beautiful. And I'm so excited to see what Legends is bringing to the table this year. I think they've really had a record-breaking year for them. They've really stepped up their game and really put out some usable cards. I feel like they always kind of used to fall into the same category as NPCC, noir playing cards where, yeah, it's great for collectors. They don't handle great, but they look really nice and they can do great artwork. Legends has crossed that divide there, and they can now print a deck of cards that not only looks great and rivals Cardamundi to some extent with the cold foil, but also fans great as well.
Yeah, I mean, their new ultra thin Viper finish, I mean, definitely contends with USPCC for sure.
Dude, no question about it. I gotta say, this was a fun top 3 this week. Definitely some interesting new decks coming to the scene. And I really I think it was interesting because they all kind of had standard-ish number cards and court cards, but those little bit of customizations kind of kept them all in that same class there. The Legends deck, to me, the die cut, the tuck, the back design is where they really hit the home run. But their court cards at the end of the day, for being pretty standard, had some nice flares and some nice detail touches to it. They've been really doing a great job. And as always, you can't go wrong with an Art of Play deck. I think one of the cool things about Art of Play is for $15, you're getting a great feeling deck, which I feel like I may have forgotten to mention too for the Legends deck, the Year of the Ox Zodiac playing cards. I think the retail price was $16.90, which obviously probably translates over from their local currency there, but still a very reasonably priced deck for so much foil on the tuck
and the die cut.
Yeah, and the die cut. Like they crushed it there for that price point.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely worth it. All 3 of these decks, $15, $15, and
$16.90.
$16.90.
Yeah, it's such a random one, but I'm sure if I go back tomorrow, it'll be like 1676 as the rates fluctuate. But I'm really impressed. And honestly, anyone who has not gotten their hands on a Legends deck that's been printed this year is missing out. They definitely should work on it, whether it be some of their Copperhead decks or the Year of the Ox, Zodiac deck. The other cool thing I really thought about this one is we've seen a lot of Zodiac decks come out over the past couple of years. You know, some of them with different companies, some of them with legends. And I have to say, they're some of the most intricate decks we ever see.
Yeah, no, dude, it's funny because Erica said, I'm curious if the rest of the Zodiac series will have the same courts, but I don't think they have that kind of planned in the future yet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think if they get some emails, maybe we could talk them into doing the rest of the series. I would love to see a whole series, especially with, there are tucks. Like, there's been other people have done Zodiac signs, but the tucks haven't matched the deck.
Yeah.
And this definitely is the solid package. The tuck matches the deck. Beautiful tuck, beautiful deck, and it just looks dope. I would love to see that in a special brick box.
There you go. Erica says the deck listing says they're doing a series, one a year. So that's the other thing I'll say about that, though, because I think there's 12 Zodiac symbols. That's going to be a long time project. Hopefully,
maybe we can get them to do them quicker.
Yeah, maybe they can expedite that a little bit, because I get the one a year aspect. They want to go through the cycle and really do one for each year that's there. But also, like, I feel like people will lose patience over the course of 12 years waiting for it.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
And Eric raised a great point. Interesting if they'll all match over 12 years. The other big thing we see a ton over the industry is stock gets discontinued. And so you're forced to change both on the card side and the tuck side. So it could be that if they have a green stock for the tuck this year and they want to use that same one to keep consistency in 5 years, they may not be able to get it anymore. So it would definitely
5 years? It's tough now to get.
It could be 6 months. Yeah.
Dude, so, that's the one thing that's going on. Some people want a green stock, and you can't get a green stock right now because it's all sold out. So yeah, like you said, we don't know what color they're going to do or whatever.
Dude, it's going to be really fun. But as always, here comes the really exciting part of the show this week. We are going to be giving away, I got to find it here, the Starry Night Big D deck. So for everyone out there, make sure to drop a comment in the live chat right now. Let us know what deck you're excited for most this week. We're going to give you about maybe 30, 45 seconds here. And while we're doing that all up, I'm going to close my eyes in a hot second. Steve's going to, tell me when to stop. And we're going to pick one lucky winner this week from the live who ends up getting this deck. So yes, Erica, this is when you spam. Guys, throw those skills of spam into the chat. C-Dub, you're not going to win, but I appreciate the compliment. Steve is a legend. I'll take the dreamy aspect.
Thank you, C-Dub. Love you, buddy.
Oh my gosh. Nice hair. There you go. Steve we were late because Steve was, working out his hair a little bit. So listen, you know what?
Got to work on the hair,
One day, Steve won't agree to this now, but one day we're going to do like a viral challenge. And if we get like 1 million likes on a video, we're going to have Steve get a perm.
I'll get a perm.
Dude, yeah, you can't just say you're going to do it. We got to make it seem like you don't want to get a perm so we can get more likes.
For Steve. 1 million? Dude, are you kidding me? For 1 million subscribers, I'll get a perm. Let's do it.
Oh my God, dude. I would love to see Steve with a perm.
Dude, it's funny because when I think of perm, all I can think of is Coming to America. And you remember the boyfriend?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's all I can think of what I would look like with a perm.
That would be crazy.
That's so funny.
So we have, Erica also said, I want shiny decks next week. We do have a gilded deck plan coming up at some point. We don't have the 52 plus Joker deck yet. We did not get preferential treatment on that shipping, so we will be getting it as soon as everyone else out there. But that being said, we'll definitely be putting that in the top 3 because that's a killer deck there. We're hoping to have a shiny deck episode really soon. I think
we'll have one real soon, actually.
Yeah, we will have one real soon. So real soon. There you go. So it's going to be a fun one. Steve, why don't we spin it around here? We got to find a better way. There's got to be like a comment picker.
I know, right? There's got to be. We have to look into this.
Like,
this is more fun, though. I like seeing you close your eyes.
I know, but I also feel like for integrity's sake, I really have to cover them up. I got my eyes closed under my hand. I don't even know how well I'm scrolling here. I'm just scrolling the wheel.
Just scroll. Just do it. All right. Keep on
spamming it, everybody. You got about 15 seconds.
Let's see what we got. We got good luck, everyone. We got Shaman. Nice. Little Michael Jackson. Shaman. Japanese, Japan. All right. Are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
And stop. Nathan.
with the spam comment. Nathan, you are lucky, man. I gotta say, Nathan, I think won like 2 weeks ago as well. Dude, this is like a sign here. I don't know what it is. Nathan, we have your address. This will be going out to you. This is like the second week in a row that the comment winner from 2 weeks before won the
Won in the
live
chat.
comment. So I
Nice.
gotta tell you, guys, if you win one and then win the other, we're gonna have to figure out some sort of like we'll draw again. But for now, at least until we get everyone in the chat, the bigger it grows, the more we'll do. But Nathan, congratulations, C-Dub. Be nice. Maybe next week you'll be the winner, and I'm sure Nathan will be good about it. Nathan says I can't win again. Nathan, drop a note in the chat if you want us to spin again. But if not, the big D deck is coming to you. So
he's afraid of the big D.
And for anyone who isn't aware yet, we are having a live tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Jackson Robinson, the man himself, to show off his upcoming Alice in Wonderland deck.
Alice and Wonderland?
No, I just said Allison.
Oh.
Alice in Wonderland deck that is going to be absolutely amazing. So with that in mind, you know what? I got to say, Nathan, I appreciate you saying share the love.
We're going to send you that deck anyway. We'll do another one.
We're going to do another one. Thank you, Steve. I'm glad that we're always on the same wavelength.
We're on the same page, buddy.
Someone in the live is going to get the V1 here, and I'm just going to throw in another one of the full wraps for next week's lucky winner. So next week's lucky winner is going to be getting one of the full wraps, but we're going to be doing another one here. Alice in Wonderland is going to be awesome, Erica. So that being said, make sure to tune in tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when we sit down with Jackson. If you think it gets wild with Steve and I, just wait until we throw Jackson in the mix. We might not be able to get words out at that point because we're going to be laughing so damn hard. But let me do another quick spin here and see what we can do. Nathan, if I pick you again, I'm just going to have to mute you in the chat in the future. I'm just kidding.
We'll have to give him a timeout during this.
Well,
let's not doing that for people who like win multiple times. We'll just time them out.
Time you out. Yeah. All right, Steve, whenever you're ready.
Keep going, guys. Spam that chat. Spam that chat.
You let me know when you're ready.
I am almost ready. I just like seeing you hold your eyes closed.
I know, man. I feel like I'm going to give myself like a headache here or something.
Stu, thank you so much.
Stu, we appreciate it. I got to scroll to the bottom. Stu, we appreciate the support, man. You're the best. All right, my eyes are closed again. I'm scrolling again.
Okay. Oh, you just tagged someone. You just highlighted someone else. So untag that.
Let me hold on. There we go.
All right, ready?
I got a little click happy, guys. We are scrolling here and ready, set, Steve.
Stop.
It's Nathan again. I'm out. Brad Squirrel. Brad, drop us an email, show@deckinaround.com. Send us your address. We're going to be sending you the Steve Tyler mashup face deck. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Hopefully it's a great one, but congratulations on the win. Brad and Nathan for the number 2 win. Everybody, we are super excited for you all to tune in tomorrow for the Alice in Wonderland deck. I got to say, we got a sneak peek of the tuck on this thing, and it very well may be one of the best, most intricate tucks that Jackson has ever done. You are not going to want to miss this episode. Dude,
favorite deck of his, for sure.
It is so gorgeous. You are not going to want to miss this at all. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in tonight. We love and appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't already, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend to share the love there. And don't forget, drop a comment after the video goes dormant. I don't know what to call it. After the video is not live, so that you have a chance to win a mystery deck. Next week, we'll be picking one lucky winner after the live ends. Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy your Thursday night, and we'll see you tomorrow at 9 p.m.
Thank you for Dan and Dave and Legends. Peace.
Peace.